And we are back here live from the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex here on the beautiful campus of the University of Mount Union for Game 2 of today's basketball doubleheader here on both 91.1 WRMU and the women's basketball live stream. It will be your Mount Union Purple Raiders playing host to the Heidelberg Student Princes here for women's basketball, capping off today's doubleheader. Hello everyone, my name is Jacob Attar, flying solo here today on the broadcast, but should be in for a great one here this afternoon as Game 1 of the doubleheader did not disappoint. Third-ranked Mount Union men's basketball team with a 94-71 victory over the Heidelberg Student Princes, avenging their only loss on the season so far to the Student Princes. We'll see if the Mount Union women's basketball team can get back on the winning side of things. They come into tonight's matchup losers of their last 3 straight contests, trying to get back to their winning ways here. They will look to do that against the Heidelberg Student Princes, who themselves are also running on a bit of a losing streak here as well, trying to stop the bleeding here. Just taking a look first at the Heidelberg Student Princes. They come into today's matchup 2-14 overall, 0-9 in OAC play, still looking for that first win in conference play this season. The most recent matchup for the Student Princes was a loss to the Ohio Northern Polar Bears this past Wednesday, 67-31. In the loss, Hallie Rogers led the way for the Student Princes with 12 points in that matchup. Team did shoot just 22% from the floor and had 20 turnovers in the loss, so they will look to clean things up on the offensive end of the ball, trying to come away with their first win in OAC play this season. Hallie Rogers is the leading scorer this season so far for the Student Princes, averaging 11.8 points per game. Bailey Walters averaging 7.7 points per game and rebounds per game so far this year for the Student Princes as well, as Sequoia Bradley and Alicia Carter come into today's matchup, team leaders in assists at 1.6 assists per game. Now taking a look at your Mount Union Purple Raiders, as I mentioned, they are coming in after dropping their past 3 contests. They lost most recently here at home against the Muskingum Muskies, 66-58. In that loss, Gretchen Koken led the way with 15 points and 6 rebounds for the Raiders. Emma Cannon added 10 points for Mount Union as the team got off to a slow start in the first half. They shot just 6 for 34 overall, never led in the contest, but they did outscore Muskingum 25-15 in the fourth quarter to make things very interesting down the stretch in that matchup, as Gretchen Koken leads the team in points and rebounds with 10.5 points per game, 7 rebounds per game. Emma Cannon also averaging 10 points per game for Mount Union. Michaela Dunkel, the freshman, averaging 4.8 rebounds per game, and Day-Day Nash having a strong season as well, averaging around 4.6 rebounds per game and leading the team in assists per game with 2 assists per contest. We're going to take a short break here on the live stream and the 91.1 WRMU. We will be back here momentarily for starting lineups. And we are back here on the women's basketball live stream at 91.1 WRMU, getting you ready for Game 2 of today's doubleheader between your Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Heidelberg Student Princes. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the visiting Student Princes, they are led by third-year head coach Rachel Ferry, and their starting lineup consists of the freshman guard from Cleveland, Ohio, number 4, Micaiah Irving, the sophomore guard from Bellefontaine, Ohio, number 11, Alicia Carter, the freshman senior from Lima, Ohio, number 13, Cheyenne Bean. The sophomore from Hagerstown, Indiana, number 14, Hallie Rogers. And lastly, the sophomore guard from New Washington, Ohio, number 15, Taylor Ratliff, rounds out the starting lineup for the Student Princes. And now taking a look at the starting lineup for your Mount Union Purple Raiders. They, as always, are led by head coach Susie Vanette, who's in her 18th season at the helm here at the University of Mount Union. Their starting lineup consists of the sophomore guard from Buckdale High School in Akron, Ohio, number 0, Day Nash. The senior forward from Seneca Valley High School in Harmony, Pennsylvania, number 4, Gretchen Koken. The senior guard from Dalton, Ohio and Dalton High School, number 5, Emma Cannon. The freshman forward from Revere High School in Akron, Ohio, number 21, Audrey Livesay. And lastly, rounding out the starting 5 for the Mount Union Purple Raiders is the sophomore guard from Lake Catholic High School in Mentor, Ohio, number 25, Allie Hudick. Both teams trying to get back on the winning side of things here, trying to move up the OAC standings later towards the end of the season here. We're now in the stretch run of things in OAC play. Both teams trying to make a final push to gain some momentum as we head towards the OAC tournament. It'll be Livesay jumping here for the Raiders. And Livesay wins the tip. We are underway here at the MAC. Game 2 of today's doubleheader. And fresh out of the gates, it's Audrey Livesay who fires up a 3. It's no good. Rebound goes to Emma Cannon here, however. So the Raiders will have a second chance at it here. Day Nash now swings it around the perimeter to Livesay, who gives it up to Cannon. Cannon now defended closely on the perimeter, will give it up to Gretchen Koken. Koken gives it up to Hudick. 6 seconds on the shot clock as they give it up to Cannon. Steps into a deep 3, fires it up, and it's good. Emma Cannon gets the scoring started early here. It's 3-0 Mount Union off a deep Emma Cannon 3. So great to see that from the Purple Raiders. A quick early basket here as Micaiah Irving will swing the ball around the perimeter. As Student Princes look to respond here, it's Irving once more at the free throw line. She swings it out to Hallie Rogers. Rogers steps into a 3 of her own. That's no good. Rebound goes to Koken. Koken pushes the pace now for the Raiders. Picks up her dribble, gives it up to Livesay, top of the key. Livesay back over to Cannon. Cannon thought about the 3, now puts it on the floor, looks to drive, goes up for a layup, and a nice strong take by Emma Cannon. She draws the personal as that one's going on Hallie Rogers. Her first, team's first of the quarter. And it will be a shooting foul as well, so Emma Cannon will head to the free throw line now for 2. So Emma Cannon, she's averaging 10 points per game this season. First free throw's up, rims out, no good. Score will remain 3-0. Cannon's been very reliable here at the free throw line this year as well, shooting 84% from the charity stripe. Second free throw is up and good. Splits the pair. 4 quick points for Emma Cannon and the Purple Raiders. It's 4-0 here, just over a minute into this one. Raiders come with a trap here on the perimeter, and it's a backcourt violation. Gretchen Koken and Emma Cannon did a nice job there double teaming Taylor Ratliff, and she throws that ball into the backcourt where Micaiah Irving picks it up just for a backcourt violation. So the Raiders looking to extend the lead here as Cannon now drives. Gives it up down low inside Gretchen Koken. Koken goes up for the shot and draws the whistle. 2 quick fouls now. I do believe that's going on Hallie Rogers as well. 2 quick foul calls on Rogers will likely send her to the bench as that's the second foul here in this first quarter as well. Gretchen Koken now to the line for 2. So a great start already for the Mount Union women's basketball team as Rogers will take a seat. And it'll be number 23, Morgan Altenberger, the sophomore from Marietta, Ohio, checking in now for the Student Princes. Koken's first free throw is up, too strong, no good. So the score will remain 4-0 Mount Union here. As earlier in the season these two teams met, the Raiders came away with an 80-46 victory over Heidelberg as Koken splits the pair, makes it 5-0. So the Raiders looking to complete the season sweep here this afternoon. As it is a drive here by Micaiah Irving, but she shuffled her shoes before she puts the ball on the floor. Ball goes back to the Purple Raiders. Day Nash brings it up the floor now for the Raiders. Gives it up to Emma Cannon. Cannon now on the perimeter. Takes a screen from Livesay. Picks up her dribble, swings it back out to Livesay. Raiders move the ball around the perimeter here now to Hudick. Hudick looks to drive. Stops on a dime, fires up the mid-range. Can't get it to go. Rebound to the Student Princes. It'll be Taylor Ratliff bringing the ball up the floor now for Heidelberg. She picks up her dribble. And now swings it on over Alicia Carter. Carter back with it here once more. Guarded here by Emma Cannon. Swings it over on the perimeter to Altenberger. Altenberger cut off, though, and she gives it up to Makai Irving. Irving looks to drive, goes up for the shot, and draws the personal. Do believe that one's going on Audrey Livesay. That'll be her first, team's first. And that will send Micaiah Irving to the free throw line now for 2. In that 80-46 victory earlier in the season for the Purple Raiders, it was Gretchen Koken who had a double-double, 16 points and 10 rebounds to lead the Raiders. As Irving's first free throw is no good. Emma Cannon also had 13 points for Mount Union to go along with 5 rebounds. Allie Hudick, Haley Haywood, and Sierra Schlosser each had 10 points for the Raiders in a dominant offensive display as Micaiah Irving splits the pair, puts Heidelberg on the scoreboard here. It's now 5-1 Mount Union, 7:40 left to go in this first quarter. Livesay takes a seat. And we'll see Michaela Dunkel. The freshman will see her first action here this afternoon. As Day Nash now with it once more. Nash swings it on over Emma Cannon, nearly lost the ball out of bounds, but Cannon's able to keep it inbounds here. Got it closely by Altenberger, feeds it down low inside to Koken. Koken the extra pass out to Dunkel, who pump fakes, drives a great Euro step. My oh my, Michaela Dunkel, the fancy footwork for the freshman, gets the layup to go. 7-1, Mount Union. A stoppage here by the scorers table. I'm interested to see what this one would be. So a stoppage in play. No indication of really any call on the court. Play will resume here with Heidelberg basketball. Raiders will pressure in the backcourt as Ratliff dribbles into a double team, and it's a 10-second violation going on the Student Princes. It was Taylor Ratliff. She drew the double team there. Day Nash came over to help Allie Hudick out. And the ball goes back here to the Raiders, forcing another turnover. Colleen Miller checks in now for the Student Princes. Day Nash now with it, hands it off to Allie Hudick. Hudick swings it up top, Michaela Dunkel. Dunkel feeds it down low inside to Koken. A nice entry feed as Koken goes to work in the post, gets the hook shot to go. 9-1 Mount Union, a quick start here for the Raiders. It's Alicia Carter, guarded in the backcourt by Allie Hudick. Swings it out up top to Colleen Miller. Around the perimeter they go, now they feed it down low to Cheyenne Bean. Bean swings it back out to Irving. Irving looks to drive, kicks it out to Miller. Miller now gives it up, Alicia Carter. Around the perimeter they go back to Irving, fires a three, it's no good. Rebound goes to Day Nash. Nash brings it up the floor now for the Raiders. Gives it up to Allie Hudick. Back over to Nash. The Raiders will get set in their offense here. It's Cannon now with it on the perimeter. Feeds it down low inside, Gretchen Koken. Koken draws the double team, feeds it back out to Nash. Nash thought about the three, now gives it up Hudick. Hudick looks to drive into the paint. She goes, gives up to a cutter, and Emma Cannon goes up for the layup. It's no good. Rebound goes to Miller. Student Princes coming the other way with it. A nice entry pass down low inside. A wide open Morgan Altenberger with a nice backdoor cut. Credit the feed on that one from Alicia Carter. Makes it 9-3 in favor of Mount Union. It's Michaela Dunkel now on the perimeter. Dunkel tried to feed that down low inside to Gretchen Koken, but through her fingertips it goes out of bounds. Back to the Student Princes. Ashley Ballard will check back in. Will check in for the first time, my apologies, for the Student Princes. Bailey Schutza, Haley Haywood, and Madison Hensley will see their first action now for the Purple Raiders. It's Colleen Miller, defended closely here in the backcourt by Bailey Schutza. Picks up her dribble. Schutza continues the hounding defense, a whistle, and a 5-second violation. Bailey Schutza is having a great freshman season on the defensive end for the Purple Raiders, showing why right there, forcing the 5-second violation. It's Hallie Ignacio now will check in for the first time this afternoon for Mount Union. As Emma Cannon takes a seat, Madison Hensley now with it for the Raiders. She swings it over to Dunkel. Dunkel feeds it down low inside to a cutter, and Madison Hensley give and go. Work to perfection right there. Madison Hensley to the rim for two, gets the and one. She's got one more upcoming here at the free throw line. as the Raiders continue their fast start. On top now 11-3 in this one. Hensley the chance to add on to that lead here. Hensley's free throw is up and good. 12-3 Mount Union. Raiders doing a great job so far in this one, shooting an efficient 57% from the floor as Alicia Carter looks to drive here, is cut off by Schutza, swings out to Ballard. Ballard gives it up, Colleen Miller. Around the perimeter they go now to Irving. Irving looks to drive, goes up for the layup, can't get it to go. Rebound to Ballard, extra possession here for the Student Princes as Carter now steps into a three. That was no good, too strong. Student Princes another opportunity here as Miller now steps into a three. Can't get that to go, a whistle. It's an over-the-back foul on Micaiah Irving. So Micaiah Irving is going to be whistled for her second personal foul, my apologies. Fourth team foul of the quarter. So now both Irving and Rogers in foul trouble for the Student Princes. It's Amari Slaughter checks in for Heidelberg. It's Bailey Schutza now with it. Raiders will swing the ball around the perimeter to Hallie Ignacio. Ignacio now back over to Schutza. Schutza tried to get a cross court, but it's taken away by Ballard. In transition, the Student Princes go. Couldn't corral the pass, however, and Ignacio comes away with the steal for Mount Union. Ignacio now in transition, stops on a dime, swings it back out to Schutza. Schutza back out now to Ignacio, who thought about the three, puts it on the floor, looks to drive, goes up for the layup, too strong, but Michaela Dunkel's putback is good, and the freshman makes it 14-3 Mountain Union. 4 points now for Dunkel off the Mountain Union bench. Student Princes looking for a response here as Carter drives, goes up for the contested layup, gets it to go. Nice move there. Alicia Carter makes it 14-5 Mount Union. Raiders pushing the pace the other way here now with it as Haley Haywood puts it on the floor. Swings it up top now, Hallie Ignacio. Ignacio steps into a three, and it's pure. Hallie Ignacio knocks it down. 17-5 Mount Union. Ignacio, her first 3 points in this one. We'll see here the Student Princes come up with on the offensive end. Ballard nearly lost possession, gives it over to Miller. In the corner they go with it now to Carter. Carter nearly has that pass taken away, but it's into the hands of Ballard. Ballard gets the layup to go, 17-7. As Ignacio now brings it up the floor for the Raiders. Ignacio gives it up Hensley. Madison Hensley now looks to drive, goes up for the layup, a whistle. No shot, but the Raiders are going to be in the bonus here for the remainder of this first quarter. As that foul's going on Amari Slaughter, her first, team's fifth. Bonus situation now for the Raiders. Ali Hudick will check back in for the Raiders. Sierra Schlosser will check in for the first time this afternoon now for the Purple Raiders. Cheyenne Bean checks back in for Heidelberg. It's Hensley, 2 free throws upcoming here. First free throw rims out, no good. Score remains 17-7 Purple Raiders, 2:49 left to go in this first quarter. Second free throw is up and good. Splits the pair, 18-7 Mount Union. Raiders looking to continue their strong start here on the defensive end as Ashley Ballard now with it. Swings it back around to Slaughter. Slaughter now will give this one up to Colleen Miller. It's Carter now with it. She looks to drive, kicks it back out to Slaughter. Thought about the three, now puts it on the floor, drives and draws the whistle. Nice take there by Amari Slaughter. She draws the foul. That one looks like it's going on Bailey Schutza. It's going to be her first, team second. As Day Nash and Emma Cannon check back in now for the Raiders. Cheyenne Bean takes the inbounds pass here for the Student Princes. As Carter now puts it on the floor, looks to drive on Hensley, hands it off now on the perimeter to Slaughter. Slaughter thought about the mid-range, but instead feeds it down low inside to Ballard. Ballard back out to Carter as she looks to drive, swings it over to Bean. Bean with a nice spin move, goes up for the layup, can't get it to go, grabs her own miss, but it's knocked out of her hands, and it will go back here to the Purple Raiders. Day Nash walks up the floor for Mount Union. With exactly 2 minutes left to go here in this first quarter. Madison Hensley now with it, puts it on the floor, swings it over to Hudick. Hudick looks to drive, swings it back out to Hensley. Hensley drives baseline, a whistle, and it's a charging foul going here on Madison Hensley. Ashley Ballard stepped in her way, took the hit. Hensley's going to be whistled for her first, team's third. Gretchen Koken checks back in now for Mount Union. For the Student Princes, it'll be number 23, Morgan Altenberger. So Ashley Ballard heads over to the bench. After that hit, she was a little slow to get up. Was able to walk over underneath her own power, but she's just heading over to the bench there. Will be checked out. Alicia Carter now with it, guarded closely by Day Nash. Carter looks to drive, swings it out. Colleen Miller. Miller looks to drive, goes up for the layup, can't quite get it to go. Cheyenne Beans putback's no good. Grabs her miss again, however. Now swings it out to Carter, steps into a three. That's no good. Student Princes trying to stay with the possession, but Schlosser comes up with the rebound for Mount Union. It's Day Nash now with it. She gives it up to Schlosser, who fires a transition three. It's no good. Offensive rebound, though. Gretchen Koken gives it up to Emma Cannon in the post. Cannon goes up for the shot. Can't get that one to go. Koken, another offensive rebound. Raiders with a third opportunity here as Nash steps into a three. In and out, no good. Rebound to the Student Princes. So Mari Slaughter now with it. Gives it up at the Mount Union logo to Colleen Miller. 55 seconds left to go now in this first quarter. Raiders holding on to that 18-7 advantage. As around the perimeter they go. Altenberger feeds it down low inside to Bean, who has it taken away by Emma Cannon. She's ahead of the pack, and it's an easy fast break layup here for Emma Cannon. 6 quick points for Emma Cannon. 20-7 Mount Union. Raiders pressing in the backcourt here. Slaughter now with it for the Student Princes. Gives it up, Colleen Miller. Miller looks to drive, a whistle, and they're going to get Allie Hudick on this one. Hudick gets called for the reach-in foul. Her first, team's fourth. So the Student Princes will have it here. They will actually say it's a shooting foul, which will send Colleen Miller to the free throw line for two. So Audrey Livesay checks back in for the Raiders. Miller's free throw is up and rims in. It is good. 20-8 in favor of Mount Union. Raiders have held the Student Princes to 25% shooting from the floor so far in this one. Miller's second free throw is good as well. 20-9, 26 seconds left to go in the quarter. Student Princes now in a press. And Day Nash is able to get it up to Ali Hudick to break that press. A Euro step by Hudick. She can't quite get the layup to go. Grabs her own miss, however. The Raiders can hold it for the last shot. Down low inside they go to a wide open Gretchen Koken. Gets it to go with 7 seconds left to go in the quarter. 22-9, 4 seconds left to go in the quarter now. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Carter with 1 second fires up a half-court heave that's short. And it was a dominant first quarter for the Mount Union women's basketball team after 1 quarter of play. The score here is 22-9 in favor of the Purple Raiders. Emma Cannon with a strong first quarter. She finished with 6 points in the quarter for Mount Union, leading all scorers in this one so far. The Raiders have shot an efficient 8 for 16, good for 50% overall from the floor. Heidelberg, 3 for 13, that's good for 23% overall from the floor. As the Raiders so far have also out-rebounded the Student Princes 11-7 in this one. Mount Union also doing a great job of causing turnovers. They've caused 6 turnovers in this one, just 3 turnovers for the Purple Raiders themselves. And the Raiders have scored 10 points off those Heidelberg turnovers. But so far, so good for Mount Union at the end of this first quarter. (22-9) in favor of Mount Union here. Of course, these are two teams that are struggling right now in the OAC standings. We'll take a look now at the women's basketball standings. Looking to make a run are both these squads as we head into the second half of the season. Ohio Northern currently in front of the OAC standings with a perfect 9-0 record in the conference, 15-1 overall. Bolton Wallace also with a 15-1 record. However, they are 8-1 in the conference with their lone loss coming to the Polar Bears of Ohio Northern. Marietta and Otterbein currently tied at 6-3 in the conference standings. However, Marietta has the slight edge right now at the 11-5 overall record. Otterbein at 10-6. Currently in 5th place are the Capital Comets, 11-5 overall, 5-4 in conference play. Wilmington rounds out the top 6 at 10-6, 4-5 overall. The John Carroll Blue Streaks, 8-8, 3-6 in OAC play. Your Mountain Union Purple Raiders currently sitting in 8th at 5-11 overall, 2-7 in OAC play. Muskingum also with the exact record, 5-11 overall, 2-7 in OAC play. And the Student Princes right now, the lone team without a win in OAC play, 0-9 in the conference, 2-14 overall. As play resumes here, Cheyenne Bean gives it up top to Morgan Altenberger, and Altenberger with a nice cut gets it to go. It's 22-11 in favor of the Purple Raiders. It's Haley Haywood, Day-Day Nash, Emma Cannon, as well as Audrey Livesay and Gretchen Koken out on the floor now for the Raiders. As around the perimeter they go, Day-Day Nash feeds it up to a down low inside to Gretchen Koken. She can't quite get it to go. Grabs her own miss, however, fires up a mid-range now. That one's no good. Rebound to Altenberger. Altenberger will give this up to Alicia Carter. Carter looking to drive here, swings it back out on the perimeter. Now a 3 ball fired up here by Altenberger, can't quite get it to go. Rebound to Audrey Livesay. Livesay pushes the pace now for the Raiders, gives it up to Day-Day Nash. Day-Day will pull it out here for the Raiders, gives it out now to Livesay. Livesay feeds it down low inside Gretchen Koken. Koken looks to go to work in the post, goes up for the layup, gets it to go, and Gretchen Koken makes it 24-11 Mountain Union. She has 7 points now in this one. So it'll be Alicia Carter now with it as they swing the ball around the perimeter. As it's now Colleen Miller. Miller feeds it down low inside to Altenberger. The extra pass out to Slaughter, steps into a 3. It's no good. Rebound goes to Cheyenne Bean. Bean now gives it up. Colleen Miller goes up for the second chance effort. Can't quite get it to go, but she draws the whistle on Audrey Livesay. It's going to be the second personal foul here on Livesay. First foul of the quarter. Miller heads to the line now for 2. Michaela Dunkel re-enters the ball game for the Raiders as Livesay will take a seat with those 2 fouls. And Hallie Rogers will check back in for the Student Princes. Heidelberg's leading scorer exited the game early with 2 quick fouls, but she will play here in this second quarter with those 2 fouls now. Colleen Miller gets her first free throw to go. It's now 24-12 in favor of Mount Union. Second free throw is no good, so she splits the pair. It's 24-12 here as Cannon gets ahead of the pack off the missed free throw. Can't quite corral the pass, however. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Heidelberg basketball. Raiders will come out in a press once more here. As Hallie Rogers inbounds the ball. It's Alicia Carter in the backcourt, defended closely by Day-Day Nash. Gives it up now to Rogers. Rogers swings it out up top to Altenberger. Altenberger back over to Carter. Now back over to Altenberger. She puts it on the floor, gives it up to Miller. Miller drives, kicks it out to an open man in Carter. And Alicia Carter knocks down the 3. Trims the lead back down to single digits. It's 24-15 Mountain Union. As in transition, Day-Day Nash gives it up. Haley Haywood fires up a 3 of her own. Can't get it to go. Loose ball on the floor. We have a jump ball possession arrow in favor of the Purple Raiders. Credit Day-Day Nash on that one. Getting in the middle of it there. So the Raiders will maintain possession. So Day-Day Nash will get set to inbound it here. A late substitution. Gretchen Koken takes a seat. Madison Hensley re-enters the ball game for the Purple Raiders. Nash inbounds it to Hensley. Hensley now puts it on the floor, swings it back out up top to Haley Haywood. Back over to Haywood they go once more now as Haywood looks to drive, goes up for the layup, gets it to go. Haley Haywood, the nice strong take for her first 2 points in this one, makes it 26-15. Student Princes quick to break the press here as Hallie Rogers steps into a 3, can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here on the Purple Raiders. Morgan Altenberger went down to the ground. The foul's going on Day-Day Nash. Her first, team's second of the quarter. Bailey Schutza re-enters the ball game as Nash takes a seat for the Purple Raiders. Rogers inbounds it here. Alicia Carter now swings it out up top. Down low they go to Cheyenne Bean, and a whistle once more. And it's going to be another foul going here on the Purple Raiders. This time it's going on Michaela Dunkel, her first, team's third. Another out of bounds from underneath the basket now for the Student Princes. And off the inbounds, Bailey Schutza knocks that ball out of bounds. Will remain Student Prince basketball. Rogers now set to inbound it once more. So Student Princes move the ball back around the perimeter. Alicia Carter now with it at the Mount Union logo. Carter guarded closely here by Schutza. She gives that ball up to Altenberger. Altenberger swings it over in the corner. Down low inside they try to go to Bean. Bean now keeps the possession alive momentarily, but the shot clock was getting set to expire, and that will force the shot clock violation. So the ball will go back here to the Purple Raiders. Ashley Ballard checks back in for the Student Princes. It's been all Mount Union so far in this one, as Hensley takes a screen from Dunkel, now kicks it over to Emma Cannon, who steps into a three, can't get it to go. Rebound to Ashley Ballard. Ballard now will give this ball up on the perimeter as the Student Princes move the ball around here. Holly Rogers now steps into a contested three. Can't get it to go. Strong rebound for Haley Haywood. Raiders push the pace here once more as Hensley now steps into an open mid-range. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Rogers. Rogers now with a nice entry feed down low to Cheyenne Bean in transition, and Bean draws the whistle there. A great take by Cheyenne Bean. Will send her to the free throw line now for two as Michaela Dunkel gets whistled for the personal. Her second, team's fourth. Sierra Schlosser checks back in now for Mount Union. And Hallie Ignacio, a late substitution here as well for the Purple Raiders. So Cheyenne Bean trying to cut back into this lead once more. Gets the first free throw to go. It's now 26-16. Second free throw is up for Bean and good. 2 for 2 that time from the line. It's 26-17 Mount Union. Bailey Schutza now will hand it off to Hallie Ignacio. Ignacio gives it up. Emma Cannon. Cannon now with it on the perimeter. She swings it over to Sierra Schlosser. Schlosser gives it up to Cannon down low, and Cannon's going to draw the whistle here, as that one's going on Morgan Altenberger, her first, team's first. Out of bounds for the Raiders from underneath the basket. So Schutza will inbound it here for Mount Union. Gives it up, Emma Cannon. Cannon thought about the three. Now drives into the paint, fires up the shot, gets it to go. Emma Cannon has 8 points in this one. Now it's 28-17 Mount Union. Student Princes trying for another response here as Bean dribbles into a double team. Now gives it up to Colleen Miller, but it's blocked by Sierra Schlosser. And the Raiders will come the other way with it. Ignacio now with it on the perimeter. She gives it up, Emma Cannon. Cannon now gives it over to Bailey Schutza. Schutza down low. She goes to Madison Hensley. Hensley goes up for the up and under move and gets it to go. Madison Hensley makes it 30-17 in favor of the Purple Raiders. Hensley now with 6 points in this one. It's Colleen Miller. Guarded closely here by Ignacio. Tries to get that pass over to Altenberger, but through her fingertips it goes out of bounds. Ball back here to the Purple Raiders as Allie Hudick checks back in for Mount Union. So Schutza brings it up the floor for the Purple Raiders. She swings it over Madison Hensley. Hensley back up top. Ignacio thought about the three, now instead gives it up to Hudick. And a whistle, and they will say that Hudick shuffled her shoes right there. Traveling violation. Ball goes back to the Student Princes. Mount Union on top by 13 in this one. 30-17, 4:56 left to go in this first half. As a drive here by Hallie Rogers. She's cut off on the baseline. Swings it out to Altenberger. Altenberger looks to drive, and a nice take by Altenberger. She's going to be rewarded with free throws here. As Altenberger will head to the line. That foul is on Hallie Ignacio. Her first penalty situation. So Altenberger now to the line for 2. Altenberger's first free throw is no good. Score will remain 30-17 Mount Union. Second free throw is up and good. 30-18 Raiders. So it'll be Bailey Schutza now with it. She gives it over to Ali Hudik. Hudik hesitates, takes a screen now from Hensley. Feeds it down low inside to Madison as Hensley looks to go to work. Goes up for the shot and draws the personal. Or no, they will say it's a traveling violation. Correction on that. It did appear that she was hit on the arm, but they will instead say that she traveled before the foul call. So ball goes back here to the Student Princes. Heidelberg once again pressured in the backcourt by the Raiders. This time they're able to break it cleanly as Hallie Rogers drives, heads to the rim, and draws the personal. Nice strong take there by Hallie Rogers. That one's going on Sierra Schlosser. Her first penalty situation. Rogers to the line now for 2. First free throw is up and good. Makes the score 30-19. And the second free throw rims out, no good. Score will remain 30-19 in favor of the Purple Raiders as Schutza gives it up to Sierra Schlosser. Schlosser gives it up to Schutza. Great ball movement here as Hudik now steps into a 3, can't get it to go. Rebound to the Student Princes. Carter now drives, kicks it out to Rogers. Rogers jab steps, now fires up a 3 that's no good. Cheyenne Bean tries to keep the possession alive for the Student Princes, but that ball goes out of bounds back to the Raiders. Day-Day Nash, Gretchen Koken check back in for the Purple Raiders. So Day-Day will walk it up the floor now for Mount Union. Gives it up, Gretchen Koken. Koken swings it back around to Hallie Ignacio in the corner. Ignacio now gives it up to Hudik. Hudik back over to Ignacio. Cross-court pass over now Sierra Schlosser. Schlosser pump fakes, kicks it back out to Koken. Koken now takes a screen from Schlosser with 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Feeds it down low inside to Hudik. That ball goes out of bounds. Will remain Purple Raider basketball. Colleen Miller checks back in now for Heidelberg. 6 seconds on the shot clock for the Raiders. Hudik inbounds it to Ignacio. Ignacio now with 3 seconds. Gives it to Schlosser. Back out to Hudik, who fires up a 3. It's no good. Offensive rebound, though. Day-Day Nash goes up for the layup. Can't quite get it to go. Rebound to the Student Princes. So it'll be Alicia Carter now with it. She swings it over to Colleen Miller. Miller now gives it back over to Hallie Rogers. Student Princes move the ball around the perimeter now back to Rogers. As she looks to drive, goes up for the layup. Can't get it to go, but another whistle here against the Purple Raiders. This time it's on Ignacio once more. Her second personal foul. Penalty situation once more will send Rogers to the free throw line. So Hallie Rogers will head to the line here now. First free throw is up and no good. Score will remain 30-19. Rogers' second free throw is up, and that one's no good as well. Gretchen Koken comes away with the rebound for the Raiders. Hudik feeds it down low inside to Nash. Nash now swings it out. Gretchen Koken, who pump fakes, fires up the shot, gets it to go. Friendly bounce off the rim. 32-19 Mount Union. So the Student Princes walk it up the floor here. It's Colleen Miller. Gives it over to Rogers. Rogers feeds Cheyenne Bean down low inside. A whistle and a 3-second violation is going on Cheyenne Bean. Camped out in the lane for a little too long there. Ball goes back here to the Purple Raiders with 2:31 left to go in this first half. Mount Union on top. 32-19 in this one. Day Nash walks it up the floor for Mount Union. Swings it over to Emma Cannon. Cannon draws the double team on the perimeter. Picks up her dribble, back over to Day Nash. Extra pass over to Haley Haywood. Steps into a three. It's no good. Rebound goes to Gretchen Koken. Raiders with a fresh 20 seconds on the shot clock here as Nash now puts it on the floor. Gets whistled for the traveling violation. So the ball will go back now to the Student Princes. Morgan Altenberger checks back in now for Heidelberg. So the Student Princes looking to cut into this deficit here as Carter swings it over to Hallie Rogers. Rogers now steps back for a three and knocks it down. It's a pure three right there. And Hallie Rogers, 32-22 Mount Union. Sierra Schlosser now with it on the perimeter. A whistle away from the ball. And it'll be a foul against the Student Princes. And I believe it's going on Rogers. And it is indeed. So the third foul for Hallie Rogers, the team's leading scorer this season. She's going to head to the sidelines. The minute 44 left to go in this first half. It's Micaiah Irving checks back in now for the Student Princes. She too is playing with 2 fouls. Nash tried to get it to Gretchen Koken. Instead, that ball goes out to Haley Haywood. Haywood now gives it up Emma Cannon. 17 seconds on the shot clock here as Day Nash now on the perimeter with it. Gives it back over Emma Cannon. Swings it around to Koken. Koken now extra pass over to Haley Haywood. Haywood looks to drive, goes up for the layup, gets it to go. Haley Haywood makes it 34-22 Mount Union. As the Student Princes look to cut into this lead just a little bit more here. As Cheyenne Bean cross court over to Altenberger, back to Bean, who draws the double team with Day Nash coming over to help. Swings it back out to Micaiah Irving. Irving shuffled her shoes there, traveling violation. Ball goes back to the Raiders with a minute 6 left to go here in this first half. Day Nash walks it across the half-court timeline, gives it up to Emma Cannon. Cannon gives it up down low to Koken. Koken now pulls it back out for the Raiders. Cross court over to Schlosser, fires up the mid-range. It's no good. Follows her own shot, however, grabs her miss. And Gretchen Koken now looks to drive, goes into a crowd, fires up the hook shot, can't get it to go. Rebound to the Student Princes. 39 seconds left to go in the half. Alicia Carter now with it. About an 11-second difference between shot clock and game clock here. So Altenberger gives it up to Cheyenne Bean. Bean now back over to Micaiah Irving. Irving swings the ball around the perimeter. It's Colleen Miller now with it. Gives it back up to Bean. Bean now from the elbow, try to get it to Carter. Through her hands, it goes into the backcourt. Another backcourt violation here for the Student Princes. Ball goes back to the Purple Raiders. 16 seconds remaining. Shot clock is turned off for Mount Union. As Day Nash, with 12 seconds now, looks to drive, goes up for the layup and gets it to go. Day Nash off 2 Mount Union Raiders screens, gets it to go. It's 36-22, a whistle and a stoppage in play. There's 5 seconds left to go in the quarter, and the referee sent both teams over to the bench. And they're going to look things over here, it does appear. So the Raiders came with a double screen there, I believe from Gretchen Koken and Sierra Schlosser. Colleen Miller took the hit from it. They're signaling that they might have thought that Miller got hit in the face. Now they don't call a foul on the floor, so Day Nash's layup is still good. But we'll see here what the call is on the floor. Referees talk things over quickly, and they will not change any calls here. So the ball will be with the Student Princes here. 5.4 seconds left to go in the half. And once more, they're heading over to the scorer's table. The referees are. Could be a clock situation now at this point. And play will resume now. So nothing comes of it here as Colleen Miller inbounds it. Now with 3 seconds remaining, Student Prince's now 1 second remaining. Fires up with desperation. 3 is Colleen Miller. It's no good, and that's how the first half will end here. A great first half for the Purple Raiders as they find themselves on top here. 36-22, led by Gretchen Koken with 9 points in that first half for the Raiders. Emma Cannon finished with 8 for Mount Union, as Alicia Carter and Morgan Altenberger lead the Student Princes with 5 points apiece. As taking a look at some stats here before we send it back over to the studio for the halftime break, Mount Union shot 15 for 34 from the floor. That's good for 44% overall. Just 2 for 10 from the three-point line, 20% overall. 4 for 7 from the free throw line, 57%, but they did out-rebound Heidelberg in that first half, 24 to 15. As the Raiders did a nice job there, also forcing 11 turnovers in this one, and 12 points coming off of those 11 turnovers. Taking a look at the Student Princes, they shot 6 for 23 overall in that first half, good for 26%. 2 for 14 from the three-point line, that's good for 14%. And they also shot 8 for 14 from the free throw line, that's good for 57%. As the Raiders head into the halftime break with a 36-22 lead, a 14-point cushion here for Mount Union. We'll take a break here on 91.1 WRMU in the women's basketball live stream, but we'll be back momentarily for the second half between Mount Union and Heidelberg. And we are back here on 91.1 WRMU and the women's basketball live stream. Second half action getting set to get underway here in game number 2 of today's doubleheader between your Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Heidelberg Student Princes. At the halftime break, Mount Union on top by a score of 36-22 in this one, led by Gretchen Koken with a game-high 9 points for the Purple Raiders. Hello everyone, I'm Jacob Attar, flying solo here on the women's broadcast here this afternoon as the Purple Raiders have gotten off to a much better start offensively than in their most recent matchups. The Raiders shot 44% overall from the floor in that first half and held Heidelberg to just 26% overall in that first half, leading them to a 14-point advantage as the Raiders got off to a quick start here and have never looked back. They have not trailed in this matchup here so far today. After in their most recent matchup, the Raiders did not have a lead in their matchup. Today, they have done the opposite and flipped that, which has been great to see so far here tonight. As taking a look around the OAC, there's plenty of games in action here today as John Carroll and Muskingum are at the halftime break. Blue Streaks and the Muskies are currently in a very close matchup here as John Carroll on top 26-25 in that matchup. 1:18 left to go in the second quarter down in Wilmington, Ohio. Bowdoin Wallace and Wilmington are right now also in a close matchup, 29-23 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. A halftime score from Marietta, Ohio, a very interesting one. The undefeated Ohio Northern Polar Bears, undefeated in OAC play, just one loss on the season, currently tied with the Marietta Pioneers at a score of 27 apiece at the halftime break. And just tipping off right now is Otterbein and Capital. They have the 5 p.m. tip. They are just getting things underway down in Westerville. But really, we have a great matchup here as well. The Raiders are looking to complete the sweep here of Heidelberg, not just in the season for the women's basketball team, but also, too, the sweep overall here for both the men's and women's teams to come away with victories this afternoon at the MAC, as, of course, the men's team dominated their way to a 94-71 victory over the Heidelberg Student Princes earlier in the first game of today's doubleheader. And now, of course, here, the women's basketball team trying to close things out on what was a very efficient first half from the floor for the Purple Raiders. Just a few seconds away here from both teams getting set to get underway here at the MAC. A very quick first half there as well. Neither team used any of their timeouts. So each team will have 5 timeouts remaining here for the second half. For the Raiders, it will be the starting 5. Day Nash, Allie Hudick, Emma Cannon, Gretchen Koken, as well as Audrey Livesay. For Heidelberg, it will be their starting 5 as well. Micaiah Irving, Alicia Carter, Cheyenne Bean, Hallie Rogers, and Taylor Ratliff. Hudick inbounds it here to Day Nash, and we are underway in this second half. Raiders trying to snap their 3-game losing streak and get back in the win column here as Hudick, to start this second half, fires up an open mid-range shot, gets it to go. 38-22 Mount Union. Student Princes move the ball around the perimeter here as Irving now will give it up to Carter. Carter gives it off to Bean, hands it back off to Carter, who steps back, fires up the mid-range. It's no good. Rebound goes to Gretchen Koken. Koken pushes the pace now for the Raiders. Gives it up to Day Nash, who will get the Raiders set in their offense. Hudick now looks to drive, swings it back out to Livesay. Livesay puts it on the floor, looks to drive, goes up for the layup, gets it to go. Audrey Livesay with a nice take, makes it 40-22. Quick start here for the Mount Union offense. Not even a minute into this one, they've extended the lead out to 18. As Hallie Rogers now with it at the Mount Union logo, gives up to Cheyenne Bean in the high post. Bean now gives it back over to Rogers. He'll take a screen here. Now fires up the floater, gets it to go. Hallie Rogers makes it 40-24. Rogers with 6 points in this one. She was limited in that first half with the 3 fouls. Still an efficient night so far for her. As Day Nash feeds it down low inside to Koken. Koken lost possession, however. Goes back out to Emma Cannon. Cannon now gives it back over to Koken on the perimeter now as Hudick has it. Hudick looks to drive, kicks it back out to Cannon. Cannon swings it over to Day Nash. Nash thought about the 3 instead, tried to feed it down low inside to Cannon, but it's taken away by Bean. Taylor Ratliff now the extra pass down low inside to Rogers. Another extra pass and great basketball there. It's Alicia Carter goes to the rim for 2 on a nice cut. Credit the feed there from Hallie Rogers. Makes it 40-26 Mount Union. 8:04 left to go in this third quarter. Ali Hudick now looks to drive here for the Raiders. Goes up for the layup, gets it to go. And Hudick with 4 quick points here in the second half. Makes it 42-26 Mount Union. Alicia Carter now with it. She looks to drive, kicks it back out to Micaiah Irving. Irving now puts it on the floor, swings it back over to Taylor Ratliff as around the perimeter they go once more to Carter. Carter now back over to Rogers. Rogers looks to drive here, stops on a dime, fires up a shot from the free throw line, can't get it to go. Rebound Gretchen Koken. Koken gives it up to Day Nash, who gives it up to an open Emma Cannon in transition. McCannon gets to the rim for the easy 2. An early timeout here from Rachel Ferry. She will talk things over with her squad as 7:23 left to go in this third quarter. The Purple Raiders have extended their lead out to 18. It is 44-26 in this one. The Raiders off to a fast start here in the second half, outscoring Heidelberg 8-4 so far in this second half. That's allowed them to build this 18-point advantage. Michaela Dunkel checks back in for the Raiders off the last stoppage in play. Colleen Miller, Morgan Altenberger check back in here for the Student Princes. The inbound here will go to Carter. Pressure in the backcourt by Day Nash as Rogers tries to feed that pass down low inside to Ratliff. A great save by Ratliff, just able to keep it alive to Colleen Miller. Miller tries to get it back over to Ratliff. Bodies go flying to the ground here as Rogers somehow feeds it over to Carter. Back out to Rogers, who steps into a 3 and knocks it down. So Hallie Rogers' three-pointer there makes it 44-29 Mount Union. At the other end, the Raiders with a quick basket of their own. Ali Hudick goes to the rim for 2, makes it 46-29, a 17-point lead. A whistle here, I'm not sure what the call is. Oh, and it does appear there was an injured Student Prince after the play. Colleen Miller appears to have maybe rolled her ankle on that one. She will walk over towards the Heidelberg bench. Great to see her walking underneath her own power there. Micaiah Irving will check back in for the Student Princes. So play will resume here with Hallie Rogers set to inbound it. Raiders applying pressure in the backcourt. Madison Hensley also checked in for the Raiders as Gretchen Koken takes a seat. And a quick layup here by Morgan Altenberger. Great execution there off the press. Altenberger gets to the rim for 2. Coming the other way with it, Hudick now kicks it back out to Nash, who steps into a 3 and knocked it down. Dede Nash hits it from downtown, makes it 49-31 Mount Union. Back up to the 18-point advantage here. So Raiders will defend here on the perimeter as Irving now with it. She swings it over to Alicia Carter. Carter gives it up to Rogers. Rogers puts it on the floor, looks to drive, goes up for the layup. A whistle, however. There'll be a foul on the floor. This one's going on Emma Cannon, her first, team's first. Out of bounds from underneath the basket now for the Student Princes. Student Princes inbound it here. It's off the fingertips of Morgan Altenberg. Credit the defense there by Michaela Dunkel. That ball will go back here to the Purple Raiders. So Dede Nash brings it up the floor. Now gives it up to Ali Hudick. Hudick now on the perimeter takes a screen from Hensley. Swings it around to Emma Cannon now as Cannon puts it on the floor. Feeds it over to Michaela Dunkel in the post. Dunkel goes up for the layup, gets it to go. Whoa, but they call her with a traveling violation. And that was an interesting one right there. Dunkel was in a double team. Appeared to have maybe possibly been pushed right there. but they do not see it like that. It's a traveling violation on Dunkel. Basket's waved off. Ball goes back to Heidelberg. Pin off on the perimeter here to Hallie Rogers. Rogers now gives it up to Irving. Is around the perimeter. They go once more to Alicia Carter. Carter now puts it on the floor, looks to drive, goes up for the layup, can't quite get it to go. Rebound goes to Michaela Dunkel. Day Nash pushes the pace here for the Raiders, weaves her way through the defense, kicks it out to a wide open Hudick, who steps into a three, and a friendly bounce off the rim. She gets it to go. Allie Hudick, 9 points, all in this third quarter, makes it 52-31. Mount Union, they've extended their lead to 21 points, and once again, Rachel Ferry will take a timeout here with 5:07 left to go here in this third quarter. So 5:07 left to go here in this third quarter. The Raiders really off to a fast start here. 52-31 is the advantage. And it's just great to see here from the Purple Raiders. They struggled in their most recent matchups to really get anything going on the offensive side of the basketball. But so far here tonight, they are shooting 53% from the floor. Definitely flipping the script on that. Just in this third quarter alone, the Raiders have not missed a shot. They are 7 for 7, 2 for 2 from the three-point line. As the Student Princes have shot efficient here in this third quarter, they're 4 for 7 overall, but cannot compete right now against that 7 for 7 start for the Purple Raiders. So 5:07 left to go here in this third quarter. Haley Haywood, Bailey Schutza will check in for the Raiders off that last stoppage in play. Checking in for the Student Princes will be the guard number 20, Keely Wright, seeing her first action here tonight. As the Student Princes looking to trim this lead back down here just a little bit, as Rogers, a nice pass down low inside to Altenberger. And Altenberger is going to draw the whistle. This one's going on Allie Hudick, her second, team second. That'll send Morgan Altenberger to the line for 2. And Altenberger's first free throw is up and good, makes the score 52-32. Altenberger now with 8 points off that Heidelberg bench. Make it 9 as she hits both of them right there. It's 52-33. Sierra Schlosser checks back in now for Mount Union. So Michaela Dunkel will take a seat. Bailey Schutza walking it up the floor for the Purple Raiders. Schutza gives it up to Hudick. Hudick's got the hot hand right now for the Raiders. Takes a screen from Schlosser, now gives it up to Hensley. Hensley fires up the mid-range, can't quite get it to go. First miss of the second half for the Raiders as the Student Princes come the other way with it. It's Rogers now driving baseline, pulls it back out on the perimeter, swings it over to Wright as they move the ball around here. Altenberger now looks to drive, swings it back out to Rogers, who steps into a three, can't get it to go, too strong. Rebound goes to Madison Hensley. It's Bailey Schutza now with it, gives it up to Haley Haywood, who's opening transition, but a nice recovery there from Rogers. She comes in with the block. Ball will stay here with the Purple Raiders with 24 seconds on the shot clock, 4:09 on the game clock here in this third quarter. Hallie Ignacio checks back in for the Raiders as Allie Hudick takes a seat. As Ignacio now with it. She gives it up to Bailey Schutza. Schutza now on the perimeter, gives it up to Hensley in the post, and Madison Hensley goes to work down low. A nice hook shot. 8 points now for Hensley, makes it 54-33 Mount Union. So right now tries to get it over to Micaiah Irving, but that ball is knocked out of bounds by Sierra Schlosser. Will remain Heidelberg basketball. So Student Princes inbound it here. It's now right, hitting it back off to Irving on the perimeter. Irving tries to feed that down low inside to Altenberger. We'll say it was last off Schlosser once again. Ball will remain with the Student Princes here. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Ball's inbounded here to Altenberger. She gives it up to Rogers. Rogers drives on Haywood. Kicks it back out to Irving. Irving couldn't corral the pass. But the Student Princes keep the possession alive here with Taylor Ratliff now. It's 1 second on the shot clock. Ratliff fires up a desperation three. Can't get it to go. Shot clock violation. Give the Raiders the ball back here. Great defense once more by the Purple Raiders. As Bailey Schutza walks it up the floor. Gives it up, Haley Haywood. Haywood now takes a screen from Madison Hensley and gives it back over to Hensley on the pick and pop. She swings the ball around the perimeter here now to Hallie Ignacio. Ignacio looks to drive, hesitates, now fires at the mid-range. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound on to Bailey Schutza, and her reverse layup is good. Bailey Schutza, the and one opportunity upcoming here as the freshman guard comes in with a strong offensive rebound and gets it to go. 56-33. Good sight here for the Student Princes. Colleen Miller checks back in as Schutza will head to the line here for the and one opportunity. Can't quite finish it. A whistle here off the missed free throw, and it's going to be an over-the-back foul going on Sierra Schlosser, her second, team's third. So the Student Princes will bring it up the floor here. As Keely Wright tries to get it down low inside to Micaiah Irving. That pass just a little bit wide, out of bounds. It goes back here to the Raiders. It's Bailey Schutza giving it up now to Haley Haywood. Haywood gives it up to Madison Hensley now on a great cut towards the basket. Madison Hensley, 10 points now in this one. The Raiders have their largest lead, 58-33 with 2:43 left to go in this third quarter. Coming the other way with it is the Student Princes. They can't come up with the layup. Hensley now weaves her way through the defense off the missed shot. Swings it out in the corner to Haywood, who steps into a three. Can't get it to go. And the Student Princes come away with the rebound. Hallie Rogers now in transition, looks to go up for the layup. Can't quite get it to go, but she draws the whistle. That one's going on Bailey Schutza. Or no, correction, Hallie Ignacio for her third, team's fourth. And so that will send Hallie Rogers to the free throw line. As the Student Princes with a substitution here, Ashley Ballard will check in for Heidelberg, and for the Purple Raiders, Lily Sweeney will see her first action here tonight. First free throw is up and good for Hallie Rogers. Makes the score 58-34. Rogers now with 10 points in this one. Second free throw is short and into the hands of Madison Hensley. Hensley now pushes the pace for the Raiders. Goes coast to coast off the missed free throw. Can't get it to go. Haley Haywood's putback is no good. Rebound to the Student Princes. Colleen Miller now with it. Puts it on the floor, looks to drive. Swings it out to Altenberger, who steps into a three, and it's short. Offensive rebound, though, goes to Colleen Miller. Around the perimeter they go once more. It's Altenberger. She looks to drive. Is tied up, though, with Bailey Schutza. Nice job by Schutza getting in the middle of that. Possession arrow in favor of the Student Princes, so they will maintain possession. Audrey Livesay checks back in here now for the Purple Raiders. Now off the inbound, it's a three ball from Keely Wright, and it's nothing but net. Keely Wright, first 3 points of the afternoon, makes it 58-37 Purple Raiders. Lily Sweeney now on the perimeter, takes a screen from Hensley, picks up her dribble, gives it back over to Hensley, who's just able to save the possession, but into the hands of the Student Princes. Right now with it, she hesitates, crosses over, goes up with the Euro step, can't get it to go. Rebound to Haley Haywood. Haywood now gives it up to Hensley in transition, who fires up a three. That's no good. Rebound. Ballard and Haywood were fighting for it, and they will say it was last off Ballard. Ball will remain here with the Purple Raiders as Day Nash and Gretchen Koken check back in for Mount Union. And Alicia Carter checks back in now for the Student Princes. Emma Cannon will also be a late substitution here for the Raiders. There's a minute 18 left to go in this third quarter. Raiders on top by 21 in this one. Day Nash inbounds it here to Emma Cannon, and Cannon off the inbounds pass gets it to go. A nice layup there by Emma Cannon. She makes it 60-37. 12 points now for Emma Cannon. That's a game high. As Ashley Ballard now with it. She kicks it over to Morgan Altenberger. Altenberger now over to Alicia Carter. Back over to Altenberger they go. Now trying to get it back over to Carter, but it's off her fingertips, out of bounds it goes. And the Purple Raiders will regain possession here. 52 seconds left to go in the quarter. 23-point Mount Union lead. Lily Sweeney gives it up to Day Nash, who brings it up the floor here. Day Nash now swings it over to Emma Cannon. Cannon draws the double team momentarily as Day Nash now with it once more. Gives it back to Cannon, who takes a screen from Livesay, fires up the mid-range, and Emma Cannon continues her strong afternoon. 14 points, 62-37 Mount Union. About a 3-second difference, shot clock and game clock here, as Ashley Ballard now looks to go to work for the Student Princes. Swings it back out to Miller. Miller looks to drive here on Sweeney. Fires it back out to Carter, who steps into a three, can't get it to go. Rebound to Day Nash. Nash corrals it, gives it up to Livesay. Livesay has it taken away from behind, however, by Morgan Altenberger, but Altenberger goes into the backcourt for a backcourt violation. So chaotic sequence right there. As a substitution here for the Student Princes, Bridget Enright will see her first action here this afternoon. The freshman from Lake High School in Walbridge, Ohio. 6 seconds on the shot clock here, on the game clock, my apologies. 3 seconds for Day Nash as she looks to drive, draws the whistle here. Just the second team foul of the quarter for the Student Princes, as that one's going on Bridget Enright. 3 seconds left to go in the quarter for Emma Cannon to inbound this ball. Inbounds it to Day Nash. Nash with 1 second fires up the layup. It's blocked, though, by Colleen Miller, and that is how this third quarter will end. The Raiders dominant in that third quarter, shooting 60% from the floor in the quarter alone. They outscored Heidelberg 26-15 in that third quarter to lead 62-37 after 3 quarters of play. As the Purple Raiders just 10 minutes away from ending their losing streak and capping off a great doubleheader here for both the men's and women's basketball teams today. So far, the Raiders have been led by a dominant performance from Emma Cannon. She has 14 points. That's also contributing a lot with 9 points here tonight. The Raiders, just an all-around dominant display so far here today. So we'll take a look at some scores from around the OAC with a stoppage in play. Has 7:33 left to go in the fourth quarter in New Concord, Ohio. John Carroll on top of Muskingum right now, 45-44, a very close matchup down there. Bolton Wallace on top over Wilmington, 43-38 with a minute 3 left to go in the third quarter in that matchup. And Bolton Wallace, it does appear, could be regaining the top spot in the OAC as an upset brewing in Marietta, Ohio. 6:51 left to go in the fourth quarter in that matchup. The Marietta Pioneers currently on top of the Ohio Northern Polar Bears, 53-43, which of course would give the Polar Bears their first loss in OAC play this season. For the Raiders, it's Emma Cannon, Day Nash, Audrey Livesay, Gretchen Koken, and Allie Hudick, the starting 5 out there to start this fourth quarter. Down low inside they go to Gretchen Koken, who goes up for the shot. Can't get it to go, but draws the whistle. And Gretchen Koken will head to the line now for 2. As the foul there will go on Amari Slaughter. It'll be her second, team's first. Or correction, that foul is on Hallie Rogers. That'll be her fourth, team's first. Rogers is going to take a seat now as Micaiah Irving checks back in. Gretchen Koken misses the front end of her 2 free throws there. It's Micaiah Irving, Colleen Miller, Bridget Enright, as well as Morgan Altenberger and Alicia Carter out on the floor for the Student Princes as Koken gets the second free throw to go. It's 63-37 Mount Union. So Irving hands that ball off on the perimeter. And around they go to Alicia Carter. Carter now swings it back up top. Morgan Altenberger. Altenberger now gives it up to Enright, and Enright's going to draw the whistle here at the elbow. The foul is going on Gretchen Koken, her first, team's first. 9:30 left to go in this one. It's all Mount Union here so far, 63-37. Colleen Miller will give it up to Micaiah Irving. Irving looks to drive, goes up for the layup, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Day-Day Nash. Raiders have numbers here as Nash gives it up to Hudick in transition. Hudick pump fakes, kicks it out to a wide open Emma Cannon at the top of the key for 3. And Emma Cannon, 17 points now here tonight. Makes it 66-37. The Raiders are cruising here. Irving now with it. She gives up to Altenberger. Altenberger up top to Enright. And right now swings it back around the perimeter they go. And McKinnon steps in the middle of that pass, goes out of bounds. Will remain Student Prince's basketball. As Alicia Carter off the inbound steps into a 3 that's in and out, no good. Rebound to Livesay. Day-Day Nash now pushes the pace for the Raiders, gives it up to Hudick. Hudick gives it up to Koken in the low post. Back over to Livesay. Livesay now gives it up. Emma Cannon. Cannon feeds it down low inside now. Gretchen Koken. Koken extra pass out to Hudick, who steps into a 3. It's no good. Rebound to the Student Princes. Drive here by Micaiah Irving. She loses possession, however. Raiders come away with the steal. Gretchen Koken leads Emma Cannon in the fast break. She will just pull things out here, give it back to Koken on a backdoor cut. Koken goes up for the shot. It's partially blocked there. Cannon grabs the miss, however, and draws the whistle. A nice, strong rebound by Emma Cannon. She draws the whistle. It does appear on Micaiah Irving. Or correction, it's on Colleen Miller, her first, team second. Emma Cannon to the line for 2. First free throw is up and good. Emma Cannon extends the Mount Union lead to 67-37. She has 18 points here this afternoon. And make it 19 as it's now 68-37 Purple Raiders. Student Princes trying to cut into this deficit here. As Carter now looks to drive on Nash, pulls it back out to Colleen Miller. Miller now looks to drive on Cannon. Cannon caught her with the body, however, and is going to be whistled for the personal. Cannon's second, team's second. So ball will remain here with the Student Princes as Michaela Dunkel checks back in. As Audrey Livesay takes a seat here for the Purple Raiders. Enright will give this up on the perimeter to Altenberger. Altenberger swings it back out to Irving. Steps into a mid-range, can't get it to go. Rebound, Day-Day Nash. Nash crosses the half-court timeline here, now pulls it back. Looking to go to work. She gives it up to Gretchen Koken on the perimeter. Koken now tries to feed it down low inside to Michaela Dunkel. A whistle here. It's going to be a foul going on Micaiah Irving. It's going to be her third personal foul, team's third foul. So Hudick inbounds it to Koken. Koken fakes the handoff, now drives baseline, goes up for the shot, can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. And that ball is going back here to the Student Princes. A great move by Koken, just couldn't get it to drop, and then obviously tried to grab her offensive rebound. Couldn't quite corral it, so that ball goes back here to the Student Princes. Cheyenne Bean checks back in here now for the Student Princes. Haley Haywood and Bailey Schutzek check back in for the Purple Raiders. 7:15 left to go in this one. 31-point Mount Union lead here, 68-37. Colleen Miller gives it up to Cheyenne Bean. Hands it off to Altenberger. It's around the perimeter they go. Down low inside to Bridget Enright. Enright looks to go to work on Haley Haywood. Fires up the hook shot, can't get it to go. Rebound to Koken. Koken gives it up to Huda King. Transition. She pump fakes, goes up for the layup, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, however, Haley Haywood. She gives it up to Bailey Schutzer, who steps into a three. That's no good. Fight for the offensive rebound. It's a tied up. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Student Princes. So Student Princes walking up the floor here. Now down low inside they go to Cheyenne Bean. Bean looks to go to work. Hesitates now, swings it back out to Enright. Enright hands it off on the perimeter. A nice extra pass down low inside to Altenberger. Shot is blocked. Will go out of bounds. Will remain Student Princes basketball. Madison Hensley, Hallie Ignacio re-enter the contest now for the Purple Raiders. Carter inbounds it here. Colleen Miller gives it up on the elbow to Enright. Enright hesitates now, looks to drive on Hensley, swings it back out to Miller. Miller drives, goes up with the floater, and gets it to go just as the shot clock expires. 68-39 in favor of Mount Union. Schutza gives it up now to Haley Haywood. And back over to Madison Hensley. Around they go to Michaela Dunkel. Dunkel now puts it on the floor. Swings it back out to Hensley, who steps into a three. That one's short. Rebound to the Student Princes. Heidelberg coming the other way with it here now as Colleen Miller gives it back out. Alicia Carter. Carter now looks to drive, guarded closely here by Schutza. Swings it over to Altenberger, who drives baseline. Tried to keep it in bounds, but she steps out of bounds there. Ball goes back to the Purple Raiders with 5:35 left to go in this fourth quarter. Bailey Schutza now swings it over to Hallie Ignacio. Ignacio gives it up, Madison Hensley. Hensley now gives it over to Haley Haywood. Haywood now looking where to go with it. Cross court over to Ignacio, who pump fakes, looks to drive. Now tries to feed it down low inside to Haywood. Haywood with a nice catch, can't quite finish. Rebound to the Student Princes. Down low they go to Cheyenne Bean in the high post. Bean swings it back out up top. As Heidelberg looks to go to work here, weaving through the defenses. Enright, and Enright gets the layup to go. 68-41 Mount Union. Schutza gives it up, Hallie Ignacio. Ignacio now looks to drive, swings it back out to Schutza. Down low inside they go to Dunkel. Dunkel lost possession momentarily. Back into the hands of Hensley as they swing the ball back around the perimeter. Hensley's going to draw the whistle here. This one's going on Colleen Miller. It's going to be her second, team's fourth. So the Raiders inbound it here. Madison Hensley gives it up to Haley Haywood. As Hensley now will give it up Dunkel. Dunkel tried to give it up to a cutter, and Bailey Schutza couldn't corral the pass there. Ball goes back to the Student Princes. So it's Alicia Carter now baseline here. Swings it back out in the high post. Cheyenne Bean now with it. She pump fakes. Swings it back out to Altenberger. There's a drive here now by Colleen Miller. Picks up her dribble as she's cut off by Madison Hensley. Gives it up now Alicia Carter. Nice Euro step, goes to the lane. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Michaela Dunkel. Hallie Ignacio now pushes the pace for the Raiders. She looks to drive, gives it up. Madison Hensley, who hesitates, and it's a traveling violation going on Hensley. Ball goes back here to the Student Princes. Sierra Schlosser will check back in as Michaela Dunkel takes a seat. So the Student Princes walking up the floor here. As Enright now gives it up down low inside to Cheyenne Bean. Bean goes up for the shot, and it's a jump ball. Credit the defense there by Sierra Schlosser. And the possession now is in favor of the Purple Raiders. They'll be heading back to Mount Union here. As Hallie Ignacio now with it. She takes a screen from Madison Hensley. That gives it up to Sierra Schlosser. Haley Haywood now with it. Giving it up to Bailey Schutza. Schutza back over to Hensley. Back over to Schutza, who steps into a three. It's no good off the front of the rim. Rebound to the Student Princes. Approaching 3 minutes left to go in this one. It's been all Mount Union on top, 68-41. As a drive here by Oldenburger, can't get it to go. Rebound to the Purple Raiders as Hallie Ignacio now with it. Swings it over in the corner to Haywood. Back over to Ignacio, steps into a three. It's no good. Offensive rebound, though, goes to Haley Haywood, and she gets the layup to go. 70-41 Mount Union. A quick timeout just for some substitutions here. As for the Raiders, Lily Sweeney will check back in, and the freshman forward from Cedarville High School in Yellow Springs, Ohio, number 44, Sierra Horney, will see her first action here this afternoon. For the Student Princes, Keely Wright will check back in. And seeing their first action here tonight is the freshman guard from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 2, Nevaeh Smith. And also seeing her first action with possession of the ball right now is number 21, Emma Keto. So Smith looks to drive, goes up for the layup, and gets it to go. Fancy footwork, strong move there by Nevaeh Smith. Gets the layup to go, draws the foul there on Lily Sweeney. Sweeney's first personal foul. That will be team's third. So Nevaeh Smith, chance to complete the three-point play here. Can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Sierra Horney. 70-43 in favor of Mount Union. As Haywood gives up to Horney. Horney tried to feed it down low inside to Schlosser, but it's taken away by the Student Princes. Smith now looks to drive once more. Swings it over up top to Keto. Steps into a three. That's no good. Long rebound, though. She grabs her own miss. As Keto now puts it on the floor. Looks to drive. Underneath the basket she goes. Gives it up the extra pass to Cheyenne Bean. And great ball movement there. Emma Keto. Credit the assist to Cheyenne Bean. It's now 70-45 Mount Union as Lily Sweeney steps into a three at the other end. Can't get it to go. Rebound, though. Haley Haywood comes up with it. And Haywood gives up to Schlosser, who pump fakes, drives, try to kick it back out to Sweeney. That ball goes out of bounds, back to the Student Princes. Minute 29 left to go in this fourth quarter. The Raiders on top, 70-45. With the win, the Raiders will improve to 6-11 on the season, 3-7 in OAC play. With the loss, Student Princes will drop to 2-15, 0-10 in OAC play. Student Princes are back in action on Wednesday at home against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Purple Raiders will be back in action home against the John Carroll Blue Streaks on Wednesday as well. So Hallie Ignacio now with it for the Purple Raiders. For the final minute and 8 seconds left to go in this one, Lily Sweeney now kicks it over to Sierra Horney. Horney picks up her dribble, back over to Schlosser. Schutza now with it. Schutza tries to cross over there, but loses possession of the ball. Out of bounds it goes. Last off the Student Princes will remain Purple Raider basketball here. 8 seconds on the shot clock, 56 seconds on the game clock. Schutza gives it up. Lily Sweeney. Sweeney looks to drive here now with 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Sweeney lost possession of the ball. And right now, bring it the other way for the Student Princes. Gives it up to Cheyenne Bean in transition, whose layup is no good. Rebound to the Purple Raiders as Schlosser's ahead of the pack here. Tries to go up for the layup, but has it taken away by Keto. A chaotic sequence for both squads here. Keto brings it up the floor for Heidelberg. About a 6-second difference between shot clock and game clock. As Smith takes a screen, fires up the shot, but it's blocked by Schutza. Offensive rebound, though, to the Student Princes as Smith swings over to Keto. Keto now looks to cross over Sierra Schlosser, drives with 12 seconds left, fires up a shot, goes off the top of the backboard. It's out of bounds to the Purple Raiders. Mount Union can dribble out the final 11 seconds in this one, as the men's and women's basketball teams will indeed sweep here today. 2 wins over the Heidelberg Student Princes. as a great outing for this women's basketball team. Mount Union comes away with a 70-45 victory here in today's matchup. It was really Emma Cannon who propelled the Mount Union Purple Raiders to victory here today, leading the way with 19 points to come away with the victory and end the 3-game losing streak for the Purple Raiders. As Hallie Rogers led the way for Heidelberg with 10 points, but Emma Cannon with the 19 points. Allie Hudick and Gretchen Koken each finished with 9. As the Purple Raiders, taking a look at the final stat lines, shot 29 for 66 from the floor, good for 43%. 5 for 20 from the three-point line, good for 25%. 7 to 12 from the free throw line, that's good for 58%. And the Raiders out-rebounded the Student Princes in this one, 49-30. An incredible margin right there for Mount Union. They also forced 20 turnovers in this one and scored 20 points off those turnovers. For the Student Princes, they shot 15 to 52 from the floor, good for 28% overall. 4 for 21 from the three-point line, good for 19%. 11 for 19 from the free throw line, that's good for 58%. So a busy day of basketball here at the MAC ends with 2 Purple Raider victories. The men's basketball team coming away with the victory earlier today, and the women's team capping it off with a dominant 70-45 victory. I'd like to give a special shout out to Luke Dieter back in the station for keeping us on the air all day here on 91.1 WRMU. Thank you for your hard work. As always, Luke, we greatly appreciate it. And for myself, Jacob Attar, I am signing off here from the MAC. Doubleheader wins today for the Purple Raiders. Great to see, as always, it's a great day to be a Purple Raider.